if you're selling your landed property in Singapore, right, there are a lot of things running through your head. One of the biggest fear is, right, can I get a serious buyer without turning my house into a public museum? So guys, today's topic is about open house and whether it's worth it or not.
Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Property Roundtable with myself and Rama, bringing value to your journey of buying and selling a landed property in Singapore. And for today, we are focusing on landed, and we would like to talk about open houses for landed property and a few things we want to focus on. How does it work? Does it work well or not? And how about the fact that it might backfire on you, and how you run it so that you will attract a real buyers without turning your house into a free-for-all lah.
At least
in another word, all the kaypoh come and see your house lah.
At some museum, even you have to pay money to go in but this open house, no need to pay money bro, in Singapore especially.
Okay, so I'm sure some of the you owners, right, when you speak to your agent, for example, they would suggest that, hey, you know what, it's so good, we should do an open house as a strategy. Because a lot of sellers always say, hey, Harvey, Rama, so what's the strategy in selling a home? So one of the levers or one of the tools that we could use is an open house. So Rama, maybe as a start, what's so good about an open house? 1 point.
Actually, you know what? I always never answer your question one.
But you answer lah.
Yeah, eventually I will lah. But I just want to set the stage lah. Open house, right, is actually very good. Not for Singapore, for countries that has very mass land area.
Selling sunset.
Like that. Your Netflix show every time got open house. But also that house is worth opening to lah. Okay, so the house must first
brokers
be worth,
open, bro.
Yeah, correct. Right? And the thing is, houses are very far away from where you are, where the buyers are. So they do an open house, it's for their convenience as well.
Yes.
But in Singapore, come on now, all the agents, very fast, within 20-30 minutes can go into the landed property estates already, right?
True.
So, but nonetheless, open house is still good for many other reasons.
Yeah.
And sorry, what was your question? Like I said,
maybe as a pro for a start, I think open houses are great for ready-built houses that, let's say developer built landed homes. They have all the space and the house is ready. It's good for people to go in to feel the space versus what they see on the plan. And of course, in today's world, right, all realtors are like, I was just telling my wife that day, I said, it's getting a bit tiring, right, to become a realtor in Singapore. You have to list the property, you have to be a photographer, you have to be a videographer, you have to social media influencer. It's so much more things, right? But because of things like that, and you create, even for the channel itself, right, we have some people watch us, right? So you create a momentum and social proof that there is this house, and you can create multiple viewings in a short window of time.
It's actually a make it or break it. It can go your way if you plan it well. And if you just want to conduct an open house but you don't do any pre-plans, you are screwed, man. Because you might just end up opening a house to nobody or 1 or 2 walk-ins, and then you might not achieve your intended objective.
But maybe for a start, let's just focus more on the pros. Like, what is a pro of an open house? Like, what would you say that is a pro? Surely there must be a pro one.
Okay, let's look at the obvious ones. Bro. Okay, at the end of the day, when you look at the word demand and supply, when I see a lot of demand in a place, I get, if I
FOMO,
FOMO, fear of missing out, right? So when I conduct an open house, I shook lah. Well, a lot of people come. The owner also happy if the owner happen to be there lah. This guy is working lah. He's making my house really attractive, attracting a lot of people to the house. So a lot of buyers be like, wow, the market really good ah. A lot of people are eyeing this property. There's something must be good about this house. So the fear of missing out.
So it create the momentum and the anxiety lah. Like there are many people, there is hype, and of course for an efficient planning, right? For the realtor also good ma.
Obviously.
We say 2 to 4, then everybody come at 2 to 4, then after 4 o'clock, then he pangkang already one. So who doesn't want to have an open house per se?
That's why we have this saying in the real estate industry lah. As a matter of fact, this was mentioned to me on my first day of training. Listing is king. Because when you list something, you just stay there and wait for everybody to come to you. Okay? Because if you're serving buyer, you got to bring them around places.
Of course, when we talk about open houses, we are usually representing sellers and of course developers to market their products lah. Now, having open house gives the feeling that the listing is genuine. It gives certainty towards how and what windows the buyers can come. It also forms a form of commitment from the realtor, right, to basically show up at that time slot.
Absolutely.
Yeah. However, right, open houses also do, another pro about open houses is that there is a fixed schedule towards both for the buyers to view and also for the seller to plan, right? Because, you know, everybody doesn't live like their house is like freaking show flat one, cannot be one. So when you have open house, right, you're telling the seller, hey, you know, between this time to this time on a Sunday, we're going to have open house, right? Wow, then that morning they'll wake up, plus the helper all trying to make the house look super perfect.
Yes.
But that is a very good for a realtor as well because it sets the stage for a very efficient, for a very curated viewing experience for the buyer.
Absolutely. So you might have heard of this word called staging in our previous episodes. Okay? But this is not so much of a permanent staging, but is for a period of time. So at least, right, the owners or the sellers in this case, right, they don't need to be on their gut 24/7, but they are given a window to prepare the house and they will work really hard during this period to showcase the house as much as possible. At the same time, the agent also gets involved, gets up there early and see everything is okay so that it is worthwhile for them.
Okay, so another good point about having an open house in today's market, I wouldn't say that everything is priced well. If you go to Property Guru and you're searching, right, a lot of our clients call us and they say, hey, Harvey, nothing much on Property Guru. I say, what do you mean by nothing much? Say, I eat, live, breathe Property Guru. I put in my parameter, my budget, $6 million. Okay. Then I put my district, then I put my land size, then I click. Wow, why always the same listings? And then you'll see there are many ways why listings stay there for a long time. We shared this with our clients multiple times, and today we share with you again as a point of as an information for you. Properties stay in the market for a long time. Either A, the price is not priced attractively, right? It's either you gun for the sky you gun for the sky, then you look for angels, right? You can't find the angel, then it takes a while, right? Two, it's not, the seller is telling you and selling a subtle message to you that, hey, anything below a certain price, right, I'm not going to sell. So the agent can continue to market at a certain price. The buyer can go in and view, but at the same time, they want a certain price. So for open house, right, the good thing is you can consolidate a group of buyers to come in at a certain time, receive all their feedback, and for the realtor to report back to the seller or the owner, per se, or whatever, that what they feel about it. Oh, price too high. House nice, but price too high. Wow, room a bit small, but we can work around it. So it's good as a consolidation of feedback so that the seller can either choose to continue to do so my way or the highway, or they can start to re-strategize or pivot their strategy.
These are for landed property owners, right? Again, not to say anything bad here, but for landed property owners who are marketing your property and you don't have any kind of visibility or viewings happening in your estate, open house may be one way forward because at least, like what Harvey just mentioned, right, you get feedback immediately. You can consolidate, okay, what are the good things they said about the house, what are the bad things about the house, because in one day, within that period of time, you're able to consolidate this information and you know whether, the market, not barely quite vibrant, or if it is not, you get to get all these answers in a single day.
So for open houses to have a positive or pro, right, I think certain types of properties are suitable for this. Either A, developer properties that are just built, stage or very empty. Two, you have a very nice house that's well done by the owner and it's that it's sought after. To have the open house, to get a group of people to come in early and then to find the real buyers and then to quickly close the deal. Or three, is to have this open house, right, is to also allow the seller, right, and the buyers, right, to have a meeting of minds to see that what are some of the things that they can do to cut to the deal. And if priced attractively, it allows even prices to be done higher because all the FOMO, all the the competition, and of course at the same time, you can actually get a faster timeline to close. Or be it your house must be something that is it will create the excitement. Let's just say your house is a single story and got nothing inside. You can open house until 5 hours or so, nobody will come on. So it doesn't work well for certain houses, but as a pro, price discovery is great. So open house can work to your favor. It can accelerate your process. You can do price discovery, you can do logistics planning, you can basically you can hit and run, basically go inside the market quickly and then quickly get things moving as well. So as realtors, right, Rama, I remember in the early stage of the channel, right, we had a client and he had a house that was featured on Stack Homes.
Okay.
We had actually employed the open house strategy for them and it worked pretty well. We were able to conduct 6 or 7, 8 viewings within a short period of time, almost every weekend. And ultimately, we achieved a price that was above their expectation. Now, why I share that strategy was because we choose to use that strategy for that house because that house is already something that people see on Stack Homes. And when they see the listing, they're keen to see. Not every single viewer was genuine, but we did create that flow of the traffic coming in, the footfall, and then it did like get the sincere buyers to rise to the top, the cream, right? Whilst all the rest of the people will come. Coming which we will then talk about the cons because this can also not play to your favor.
Before we go to the cons, right, I have one more case study on open house, but with a twist.
Share.
Okay, this happened during COVID. COVID can do open house, man? Cannot, but we can. We did. Virtually, we used Zoom.
I remember you did one.
And it was a success. I mean, we were diving into an unknown terrain. You know, it was a make it or break it. But guess what? It really worked. Because the more you hold on, I mean, again, it's a tips. The more you hold on to things, right, people want to see it more. Because you just don't let them see. COVID actually gave us the opportunity to hold on to things and not show you. Because they want to see, but you cannot see. One day, how many people only see, right?
But some seller very care about how many viewings, Mama.
Correct.
You hold back, later they think, hey, my agent useless. No viewing.
So that's the whole thing about real estate agent, right? We need to keep innovating ourselves, reinventing, finding out new creative method to somehow bring the buyers in. Oh, this one. Okay, I don't.
Now the showcase the house like that. But
those videos,
so innovative?
Those videos work.
Just get someone walk around and point at the cabinet, can already.
I wasn't expecting you to do that.
I always do that, bro. I've been so open about it. Like today, all your knowledge about real estate is just waste time. Just get someone just point at the kitchen, point at the living room, so you can sell property.
Bro, maybe we should try one of those videos, bro. See how the audience take it.
Well, I don't know. Maybe it's a different strategy. I guess after all, we are just little minions in a world of giants, right? So
anyway, coming back to the time during COVID, right? So we actually handheld the gimbal with our handphone. We went around the house. We invited all the buyers to come in at a particular time. Of course, we control the whole thing. The buyers can't talk to each other. Only we can talk to the buyers. And of course, the guy who's filming, which was me, and talking at the same time, showing the house around, I had a back staff of 2 of them talking to the buyers if they had any questions, right? Eventually, they saw the number of audience there. Okay, and obviously it was inflated as well. A couple of them were my agents as well, right?
So in the sense that you are saying that there are also multiple ways to create an open house. It doesn't have to be like a physical open house. Of course, every time, every phase of when things the overall market is different, of course we employ different strategies, which is why sometimes this can be a tool that can work to your advantage. Or in the next case where we're going to talk about what are some of the disadvantages of conducting an open house.
This one got a lot. I think there's more than the pros, I believe. Okay, it's going to be really fun. So Harvey, let's start it off with you. What is the number one con?
I tell you why, right? If I sell my house, right, I will not employ open house.
Okay.
Because I do not like my neighbors who are capable to come to my house to see my house for the sake of seeing. Imagine I open my door, it's like freaking Chinese New Year. Okay, I open my door, during like Chinese New Year, then I do lion dance, then I invite all my neighbors come over.
That's
the car porch, then my house, the door will be open.
They're limited to that space.
But they're limited to that space. But once you have an open house, which happened before in my previous house that I sold, right? That I did employ open house because it was like the weekend before COVID shut down. So we had like a lot of people come to our house, like over like 30, 40 viewings on my house, right? And so many of them, I mean, I didn't stay in the house, but of course I have my feelers, right? I sat nearby, I see like a lot of them are just my neighbors who kepo and just come and see my house, right? So this is one of the things that I think if someone cares about their privacy, that perhaps not qualifying the people that just walk in, right? It's not the greatest feeling for the seller. This is nothing to do with price discovery. This is nothing to do with how to sell. This is something about how you feel about your house. It's like you freaking strip naked in front of your neighbor.
But then this example cannot. You know why not? Because he's the seller and he's the agent. So he's in the house. Usually the agent that you
know. Bro.
No?
I appoint agent,
Really?
Yeah.
Then why you stay there?
You know who my agent or not?
No, I know who your agent is. But why were you in the house?
I'm not in the house, bro.
Because usually what the agents will do, right? Mr. Owner, please,
I'm never in the house.
Go for a walk. Because they don't want you to see what's happening. Because it's a bit difficult when the owner is around. Just in case, right? Any of the walk-in buyers say something bad about the house that you spend thousands and thousands of dollars doing up, you get upset. So the agent usually don't want you to be there.
I'm never there. I'm never there. My wife never there. We are just away.
And the same thing, right? Sticking to the first con, okay? If you are a very, very friendly neighbor, you know all your neighbor, never mind. But let's just say you're a very private person, you don't talk to your neighbor. Say you don't even like your neighbor or neighbors don't like because your neighborhood, your street, not so friendly. Imagine all these fellas, wow, got open house in Harvey's house. Okay lor, my chance to go and have a look, kepo, see how the house look like. So are you okay? That's how we started the whole episode, right? It becomes a museum, public museum,
We also came about from this topic also because we recently, some of our clients do ask us if we should conduct open houses, and we have been cautious about it. Of course, we don't really want to share a lot of cons about it, right? But the truth is, you will only know how you feel after the open house is conducted. To prevent such unpleasant feeling, right, we actually don't recommend that for certain owners and for certain homes. But of course, there are other things that to consider that is not a pro, right? So you have a lot of people coming, Harvey, today how many people come to open house? 15. I feel damn good.
Good,
But out of the 15, right, maybe 10 of them just drive by, they nothing better do, then they just park the car, then they just walk inside the house and see. But are they truly buyers?
Right.
Are they truly genuine or not? So the footfall does not equate to the real deal.
True.
So an open house creates also that feeling whereby there are actually a lot of people who are interested, which sometimes confuses the seller. Versus if you do like a normal arranged listing viewing, right, where you can qualify. You ask the buyer, have you sold your house? What's your timeline? Are you able to offer any extension to my sellers? All these things can be asked versus I open my door. Anyone just walk in, right? He may or may not be keen. He may or may not have the means to buy your house. But he's just nothing better to do.
Talking about qualifying the buyers who come for open house, right? It also depends on the team that you employ on that day. Okay? What type of numbers you have at your disposal. Can't be just you one person doing an open house for 3.5 story house, right? You can't do that because let's say everybody come in at the same time. How are you going to manage them? But even before we move into those things, right? Talk about car park. Okay, people park their car and come. That's what you said. People park their car and just come and have a look at the house. Hello, if everybody come and park at the same time, does that street have enough parking space for all these people, let's say 15 at the same time?
Correct.
So it might not work to your advantage because then the buyers will feel, here difficult to park.
True.
Right? So you might be employing the wrong strategy by having an open house in a particular street where on a weekend, right, it gets crowded and then you have an open house, it gets worse, causes traffic issues and all these things, right?
Correct. So, obviously, the open house can be managed in a different way. You can give time slots and stuff. Some open houses are run pretty well. But I think at the same time, the best strategy, if executed wrongly, may have a negative impact.
Absolutely,
So, like what Rama mentioned, right, in landed, sometimes parking is a bit sensitive. And more so than just to let the buyers feel that, maybe parking is a concern, it could also nip at the edges of your relationship with your neighbors when you create some sort of impact. Because I share with you one of the case. I went down to a viewing with one of my buyers. It was an open house. We parked, and within like 5 minutes, right, the parking warden came, and apparently the neighbor made a call and make sure that everybody clear out. And it's not a good feeling that you go into a house, you view halfway, and then suddenly you're made to leave. And my buyer was like, okay, Harvey, let's just go lah. I don't think I want to view the house anymore. I said, why? He said, it's so leceh. Like I have 2 cars like that. Their family, extended family, 3-story, 2 cars, 6 people viewing. We have to clear 3 cars. 1 from the agent, me, 2 from the buyer. They say, hey, Harvey, I think too much of a chore. Let's leave.
So now you're hearing from a buyer or a buyer's agent's perspective. It is all about the experience, correct or not? So if you're an agent marketing the house or a seller, did you also see this point of view? Because it's about the experience. Imagine they could be the potential buyer, but because they had a bad experience, they don't want to make an offer or they want to leave the viewing earlier.
And one other point I think that Rama and I share very closely is that the exclusivity towards certain landed listings must be there. If your house is of a certain price point, of a certain quality, I think a lot more has to be done by the seller agent to qualify the buyers. So therefore, if you conduct an open house strategy, it may work for certain types of properties. I mean, don't be offended because I wouldn't think a GCB would be doing an open house between 2 to 4 p.m. Unless it's vacant. But even that being said, right, I don't think you want any kind of person to just walk inside the house for security reasons. You see the layout. For whatever reasons, you see all the things and you have people like nipping at things. You don't really want that as well. So for the exclusivity, for that feel that is being marketed correctly to the right party, right, perhaps an open house strategy may not work well for such listings as well lah.
So bro, now let's talk about one of the most important things, the privacy issue we already discussed. Now let's talk about the security issues. Or is it security? Like you have a lot of things, valuables in the house. And then you conduct an open house and you don't have enough people to manage the viewing. What can possibly happen?
Well, bad things. But of course, you have CCTV and all that.
If you don't?
Then sucks to be you, lor. I mean, what to do? Then you go and talk to your agent about it, lah. Which I guess is really a lot about managing. So after all this talking about pros and cons, I think that it must come to a summary where we know when an open house is an applicable strategy that makes sense. And we came up with a simple decision guide towards how you should qualify whether your house should be using an open house strategy. So maybe I'll just cover the good points about why an open house strategy is good. I think when the house is moved in ready, well presented, house proud, it doesn't have to be a rebuild as house proud, well, nice and good. I think if you can create that and curate that experience for a house of a certain type of feel, an open house would do great. And if you have a place where it's easy for you to have people to park around, like some estates do have a very good open. One of our buyers recently bought something in Faber Terrace, and the parking there is so easy. I think that kind of property, regardless of how it is, qualifies for an open house strategy. If the price point of the property is priced well, an open house strategy could create creative tensions between viewers and buyers to overbid to buy as well. So I think those 3 pointers. And of course, if the seller is of a mindset that say that, hey, you know what? I want to see where I stand in the market. I want speed of information. I want to get feedback and I want to see where I stand, right? An open house could work as well. So I think these are the pros.
And also one more thing I think we missed out about managing an open house to make sure you create a good experience and it works for you as an agent is tips for agents now. All right. You would most probably realize when you are a buyer.
Why give tips for agents, bro?
But no choice, bro. This one, I mean,
don't want lah.
No choice lah.
Always give tips to agent. Then after that, people copy. Then they say it's their idea.
It's okay lah, bro. It's okay. They have to watch until this point of the video lah.
Anyway.
So most probably when you're serving a buyer or if you're a buyer, you would notice that the agent actually sends you a very detailed message on how you should be coming for the viewing. As in where to park your car. Why do they do that? It's not that because they don't want to give you the address. They don't want you to park in front of the house. They don't want you to be coming there and having a difficult experience finding a parking slot. So they tell you, okay, exactly This is the point. Go and park your car there, take a slow walk, have a look at the other houses, and come for the viewing.
Okay.
There's a reason behind
That's
it.
the logistics.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, of course, what certain properties are good for open houses, but for a summary, Rama, what kind of houses should avoid, or what kind of opportunity should avoid open houses?
I mean, naturally, the objective of the whole purpose of this open house is to sell the house,
Yeah.
right? So you're not going to do something that is going to.
I want to let people see my house.
So the house must first qualify for you to be proud, lah.
Okay.
Okay. So that's my answer. Okay. In order for you to do an open house, when you should not do a open house is when you're not ready.
Okay.
Not say you're not proud. You are proud of the house, but is the house ready for an open house?
Okay.
Because you don't want to conduct open house and then people come there, like that also want to conduct open house.
Yeah.
You know, you can't do that, right?
Yeah.
So those kind of situations require a different strategy of marketing. Okay. So these open house do not qualify. Next, if it is going to be a very narrow street, very difficult to park car, don't do open house. Or at least find a place for them to park the car and then walk over.
True.
If it is going to be a day when it's going to be extremely hot, they're going to complain. If it is a day it's going to be heavy rain, they're also going to complain. Okay, so you need to prepare for so many things. So you know that it's going to be difficult, don't do open house. Do one-on-one or at least maximum 2 buyers. Maybe have a colleague with you and conduct the viewing.
And of course, just now we also did mention this early that the most important thing about why you should avoid open house for certain houses is this pre-qualification and exclusivity. Certain houses have higher price points, and let's be honest, certain houses at certain price points, not everybody is going to be able to afford it. So why do even developers now, some of them sell new launches, they even qualify the buyer, They want to see how much their income, and then they qualify whether they can afford the price points before they even want to talk to them. The profile of the client must be provided. Why so? If the property is like 10 mil and above, this is for like the top, don't know how many percent, I think 1% of the market, right? Let's be honest, out of the 100, right, only 1 or 2 can afford the house. No point employing an open house strategy for everyone when it just doesn't make sense. It's not logical. So the pre-qualification lets the seller be able to target the very niche buyers. And of course, on the flip side is, it also doesn't mean if your house is of a lower price point that an open house strategy is also works for you. If personally you're a very private person, you don't like that, then of course it doesn't work as well.
So in a summary, bro, when will you do an open house?
I would do an open house for a house that is, of course, very nicely done up, or for a house that is, I know that would sit very well and very competitive in the market and priced rightly. Because these two scenarios are whereby you know that inquiries come through and it's quite a bit, and you can instantly pivot that into, you don't have to openly say it's open house, but once you get the inquiries, you kind of know, right? Then you tell the seller that, hey, I think we have a good flow of inquiries coming in. Let's turn this into an open house.
Exactly. That's exactly what I would be doing. Because the first step is always to go and get a feel of how the market is. What's the response for this particular listing? If you think it's really good, well, I'm going to use this card.
Correct.
Open house.
Correct. So, again, this episode was spun off also because of some of the inquiries that our clients asked us what kind of strategies to employ towards selling their landed homes. And of course, as agents, our main idea is always to hit the market, right? We have to hit the market. But how you hit the market, at which point of time do you hit the market, at what price point do you hit the market, of course, there are many strategies to employ. An open house has always been one of the strategies that have been discussed before. And now we do this episode just to whet your appetite towards how a conversation you can have and why certain things that seems like, come up with a strategy, a marketing plan. I give you one deck that I prepared since 2020 and say, we could do this, we could do open house, we could do this. But does it really apply for you? Is it a copy and paste answer? And you see very happy, right? This guy got 10 page, like property pitch for you. But works, meh? Does it work for you? Is it what you want? I mean, and you also don't know what you want, right? You think it works. But if it turns out that the cons are more than the pros, it could be counterintuitive towards your process of selling.
When I grow up, I want to be like Harvey.
Why?
Because I just heard what he said. I want to whet your appetite. I want to learn how to talk like that, bro. Anyway, thanks for watching us. Another episode of Property Roundtable.
Yeah, if you like what you watched so far and you think it applies to you, or you're having this dilemma towards selling your place and how about to do it, and what is the right plan, what is the right strategy for you that PRT can work with you, feel free to contact us with the description below. And of course, if you find your friends or your colleagues have this kind of concerns, right, share with them the link, watch the video, and get them to contact us, and see you in our next episode.